crafty friends. It is Monday. It is the beginning of the week, and the birds are chirping, and spring is definitely must be around the corner because I see a lot of wonderful things outside. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Tina Kavergich. You can always reach me. Drop me an email at northernstamper@gmail.com. I really appreciate you joining me today. Comment below if you are joining me live or if you are watching on replay. I'd love to know what you're doing today and how's the weather. Have you been outside? For in my place, the snowdrops are just peeking out. If you saw my post yesterday, I was so excited to see them. To me, it tells me that's the beginning of spring. Again, my name is Tina Kavergich. My name is Northern Stamper. You can always call me that. If you wish to order anything that you see that I create, please drop me an email at northernstamper@gmail.com, and I will do my utmost best to help you make the most of your funds and figure everything out. If you have any questions, I am here to help you. Thank you again for joining me. Now, for today's the last day, and we are going to be using the Delicate Dreams DSP. Now, currently it is on back order, but you can get it in April, and I highly suggest that you grab this DSP and create along with me when you get it in on April the 27th. That's when the DSP is coming in. It is absolutely stunning, and it will be perfect, absolutely perfect for Mother's Day. You can pop over to my YouTube channel and view all of the videos that I've created with this Delicate Dreams DSP. I just love it. It is absolutely fantastic. I think what I like best about this is the little copper accents. I don't know if you can see them, but they're in here. They are absolutely stunning. I just love it. I think this is, like I said, this is going to be fantastic for Mother's Day. So we are going to be creating our last card using this, and I will be going through the items that we need to create today's card. But before we get started, I wanted to tell you and talk to you about something. A new catalog is launching in April. A new catalog is coming in April. And if you've already started sending out new catalogs to those that have purchased with me in the last 6 months. So watch your mail roughly about the middle of April, and a new catalog will come to you. If you are an in-house and you come to my house quite often and do classes with me, I have ordered catalogs for you. They will be coming here. So yay, I'm very excited. Should be coming, I think, today or tomorrow or something like that. I'm very excited. So the new catalog is coming in April, and it got me to thinking. What new crafting direction should we be going in? I want you to comment below because times are changing. They definitely are changing. So, and I want to try and keep up with that. Now, the reason it got me to thinking what direction to go forward with is because sometimes the items are on back order, or sometimes items we can't get, which happened with my April, the next month's Monday videos. I went to, order some items for somebody that wanted some stuff, and they are the Memories and More kit, and they are absolutely stunning. And they were actually in the mini catalog. All right, I'm going to show you. They were in the mini catalog. Okay, right here. Days Like This, they were the Memories and More card pack, and they were supposed to be good until April, but when I went on to order them, I was, lo and behold, you cannot get them anymore. So it was like, oh no, all the cards I designed for April, we can't do because this card pack is unavailable. Now, that means we can still make the cards. I'm still going to show them. Now, you can pull out your old DSP, or if you are like me, you have tons of leftover Memories and More card pack. You can use those too because they'll turn out fantastic. Honestly, they will. I have really old Memories and More card packs, and you could use that. I might make a card using the new one Memories and More, and beside it I'll make one with an older pack so you can see, or you can substitute these for just plain old designer series paper that you have in your stash. So like I said, it got me to thinking, and I'm wondering, the crafting direction, what would you like to see coming in April or May for videos? Would you like to see items that are coming in the new catalog? Now, I know a lot of people they do unboxings and they do card classes based on that, on what's new. I don't mind doing that. If that's what you like, comment below. But if you want something a little different, do you want to use stash items? Like really, I would literally pull from my stash and, you know, kind of figure something out. Do you want to learn how to make card alternatives with kits? I love kits and I have a lot of fun doing that. Do you want to, you know, maybe pull up something from the catalogs that, like a scrapbooking workshop kit, which has a bunch of stuff in it, and we make cards with that, or scrapbooking layouts? I don't know. It really got me to thinking, what would you like to see coming up April and May and moving forward? Please comment below, because I am here not to show you what I just like. I like a lot of stuff, but I want to help you craft better and give you some ideas. So make sure that you comment below. The new craft, want to do a crafting direction. Do you want new? What's new? Do you want to use what's old? Do you want to use, I don't know, do you want to try something different? Do you want to do 3D? Do you want to do fancy folds? Comment below. Give me some ideas so that we can move forward. In the meantime, for April, we are using the Memories and More. Grab whatever Memories and More card stock, that items that you have. Start digging out those from your stash. I'm going to be doing that later today. And I'm going to be showing you some great cards in April using Memories and More card packs. And like I said, I do apologize ahead of time. I honestly did not anticipate these being gone, so I am very sorry about that. Okay, so let's see, what do we got going on here? So we talked about a new catalog coming. Oh, before we get started, I know I missed one of the days for crafting, because I think something came up. Oh yeah, it's something to do with the wedding. Oh my goodness, it feels like years ago. But what I wanted to do that week was this card using the Arches die, which I think if you are going to purchase anything, where am I? If you need anything, northernstamper@gmail.com. Always purchase anything that's a shape. If it is a punch, that's a shape, or a die, that's a shape. Those are definitely worth purchasing. Okay, if you get nothing else, at least get those shape items, because they are timeless and you can use them for everything. Now this is the shape dies, and of course you're going to see this little in here. I got the little what is that? The daisy, the daisy punch and the daisy stamp set I used last week. I love it. Okay, mine is really old, and I highly suggest, you know, when you find something you love that much, definitely keep it. So I did some of the arches, and it folds out, and you can see the arches, and out again, and there's a little daisy on the inside. Whoops, let's take a look. So this was a lot of fun, and I do apologize for not making it. We had unintentionally met our extended family, our new extended family. They are absolutely wonderful. That day on that Monday, because if you know why, the wedding was so quick. No, it's not because of a baby. You will comment below and let me know. So I do apologize, but this was the card for the first week of the month of March. So check out those dies. Like I said, always purchase shape dies, okay? You don't want to miss that, okay? And I will try and do this maybe for another card. We'll keep this and maybe do it for another card later on. All right, give me a thumbs up if you are ready to get started. I'm going to go through the items. that we are going to use for today's card. Now, I suggest that you watch today's card, and then, this way it gives you an idea. If you don't have the designer series paper, this way you can always find something in your stash. And what a good one is black and white designer series paper. It's just black and white with a pattern on it. That would look so great. Okay, so what I'm going to do, this is my card base. It is just a regular card base, and one of my favorite colors, absolutely favorite colors. Comment below if you know what the color is. This is a great color. So you have your card base. Oh, are we out of focus? Just want to make sure we are in focus. There we go. So choose whatever card base. You can always choose your card base afterwards, because we are going to be doing some coloring. And depending on what you're coloring, like what color you choose, may also figure out what card base you want. Okay, so I'm using this card base. Yes, Miriam, it is a Blackberry Bliss. Congratulations. So what I'm going to do is I'm using this card base, which means I'm also using Stampin' Blends. Oh, my favorite. Yes, you know me. You know me so well. Stampin' Blends. Blackberry Bliss Stampin' Blend. And I'm using light Old Olive. Now, I'm not mixing the colors, so I can use just one of each. So I'm going to be using that. Oh, that reminds me, I'm so excited for the new colors coming in. And you bet the first thing on my list was Stampin' Blends. All right, the next item we are using is a piece of designer series paper. And this one has, you can see the copper is in this designer series paper. There we go. Like I said, you can always use black and white. Black and white works really well, but I really love this this color, and I thought this is going to look really nice. I love the copper in this. This is such a stunning DSP. Highly recommend getting it. I really do. For Mother's Day, I think it'd be fantastic. Okay, so I got a piece like that. And you're going to see the sizes as we go along. There is a scrap of basic white. Okay, and this is what we're just going to do our sentiment on. Okay, there's a scrap of basic white. I have a scrap of Old Olive, and this is going to become a matte. So I want to make sure I have enough that has a nice little edge on the left and the right, and it looks like I have to cut this down, so that's okay. Right? I just wanted to let you know. Now, I wanted to pick up the color of this copper. Now, I didn't really have any copper foil or anything, but what I did is I went through my stash and I found that I had some old, this is gold. And you know what? I think it's going to work just as well. They used to have copper foil, but you know what? I thought it would work because, I'm going to have this on the edge like this on the left and the right. And I don't think it's going to take it away too much. So you can choose either the copper if you have it. Maybe you have it, I don't know. Or you can use gold. I don't think silver would really match that well, but maybe I'm wrong. Okay, so those are the pieces. I also dug in my ribbon basket, and I don't know how, but this is very, very old Blackberry Bliss ribbon, very old, so it is not available right now. Just kind of dig in your stash. You know what? Look at this. Gold ribbon will always match. My favorite. This is my last roll. Very sad. I shall cry when this is empty, and we will have a final goodbye for that. So those are the items that you are going to be using for today. So let's get that off to the side. I'm going to bring in the pieces. So there is my card base. Okay, I have this piece, and let's measure it. And what I did is I wanted it thinner, so it's not going to go all the way left and right. So I've made it thinner in the middle, so it's going to be like in the middle like this. So this is, let's take a look. I'm going to measure it. So this is 3.5, and you know what? If I leave it at 3.5, and then I have like mats on each side, it's still going to be too wide. So I'm going to cut it down. Now, this is totally up to you. You can choose whatever size you want. Okay, so that was 3.5. I want a nice thinner one, so I'd rather cut down. So I'm just going to make it 3. And from that, I can make it smaller if I want, okay? So there it is. If I have that, if I have this on the left and right, I think I'm still going to take it down just a smidgen, just a smidgen. So go, when you are making yours, it's up to you to determine the size that you want. I'm not going to tell you what size you want. So I'm going to have mine as a thin strip, okay? And so this was 2 3/4, so I need to make my mat at least 3 inches. And that is, whoops, holy cow, we're off the page. So that old olive was just a little bit wider. There we go, a little bit wider. You can see left and right, a little bit wider. And I do have it going totally to the top and the bottom, okay? So it's a little bit wider. If you don't have that gold vellum or anything like that, you can leave it like that. This would look just as nice. But I'm going to add this piece behind it. Now, so this was 2 3/4. This was 3 inches. I'm going to make this a little bit wider, so 3 inches. Let's try 3.5. If I don't like it, I can cut it down a little bit more. Let's give it a try. All right, so there's not too much. Oh, it's too wide this way. So I got to make it the same height. There we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dry layer it. And I think that's going to be okay. See, there's a little bit on, oh my goodness, we're falling off the page. A little bit on the left and right, and then a little bit on here. Oh, you know what? I think that's going to be okay. And you can still see the mat and the card base. Because I am not stamping directly on this DSP or anything, I'm just going to glue everything together. So let's just get a little bit of glue so we don't lose anything. Oh, this side is gray, so I don't feel so bad using it. I'm going to place them on the layers. This is a very, 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 very simple card, and this is great if you got like leftover pieces of any type of designer series paper. My main focal point is the designer series paper in the center. Okay, so there we go. We have it matted. Look at that. Let's add some glue to the back of this and add it to our card base. I could offset it to the left or the right, but I think I'm going to place it right in the middle. There we go. Okay, and I like the color of this already. I think the color's on here. But what I'm going to be doing next, remember those little Stampin' Blends? You see the little flowers in here? This would work, like I said, for any black and white. And all I'm going to do is just touch with my Stampin' Blend the flowers all the way through. Now, I won't do all the flowers, but you will get an idea, okay? So I'm only using one color. And I wanted a color that I think would look really nice. Again, this is what you would do. You would choose the color you want to color your flowers first, and then choose the card base, because that's the easiest way. You want it to highlight the flowers. So let's make sure we go all the way around. And I find that when you use it on this type of paper, I think it feels like, to me, it feels like there's like a little film on here, and it just absorbs the alcohol from the blends a little differently than as if it was a regular paper. So I'm not going to do the whole thing, but you're going to get an idea. So I've done the flowers. Okay, just pretend I've done the whole thing. And otherwise we'll be here for like days. And I'm just going to add a little bit of Old Olive. Now, if you are new to Stampin' Blends, I highly recommend certain colors that you get. And Old Olive is definitely always #1 to get. Old Olive and Granny Apple Green. Because if you've watched my videos before, Granny Apple Green and Old Olive pair very nicely together when you are coloring leaves on stamp images and stuff like that. The two colors, they go so well together and add such a great depth. And sometimes people ask me, well, once I've got the greens, what do I choose after that? And it depends. Everybody has their favorite color. So I would suggest buying your favorite color. So if your favorite color is yellow, I would buy two in different shades of yellow and stuff like that. Or if it's pink, choose two that are in the pink selection. Orange is okay, but you know, I would wait for that one. But I would choose the ones you like the best. The ones that I would wait on are orange, sometimes red. Always, you know what, grab a blue, a couple of different blues and stuff. So like I said, I'm not going to do all of these, otherwise you're going to like be bored to tears and like poke your eyes out. You're going to color the whole sheet. Okay, you're going to color all of the little flowers, and that would take some time. So I'm already halfway done, and I would just fill that up. And what we're going to do next is we are going to stamp a sentiment. So I have my piece of paper here, and in the last paper pumpkin, did you get the last paper pumpkin, the one with the hummingbirds and everything? They got some really nice sentiments in here. And the next paper pumpkin is Lakeside Retreat. I'm very excited to see that. Very excited. So that's going to be making some guide cards. I was using this to make some thank you cards for the wedding. And they actually turned out really, really nice. I'm quite impressed actually with the paper pumpkins and the kits. I am really loving them. So anyways, what I'm going to do is I am just going to stamp a simple sentiment. I'm going to choose a simple sentiment from here. And we'll stamp that. Okay. And, oh, where'd it go? Where's the trimmer? I'm going to cut this. I'm going to cut it like that. And place our sentiment on. Oh, did we fall off the page? Oh my goodness. I think I need a bigger camera. So I have my sentiment like this. Now I can place it right on here. It kind of gets lost. I do have the ribbon, and I can place it on here like this, like that, right? Oops, just like that, right? That would work. I could make it flat. There we go, just like that. But you know what? While I was waiting for this video to start and I was looking at this stamp set and I'm going, I think I kind of like that hummingbird. What if I place that hummingbird right on top? I don't know. I got to stamp that and color that in the same colors and add him in. I wonder. Let's give that a shot. So this is totally off script again. Let's stamp that hummingbird just to add a little bit. But I don't know. It's kind of tough because I like the designer series paper just by itself. So we can stamp it and then decide, and you can help me decide whether that hummingbird is going to go on the card or not. So let's stamp him and see what happens. Okay. Oops. Okay, let's give that a try. Oh my goodness. Oh, I love it. I love it. Look at that. Oh my goodness. And all I'm going to do, I only have these two colors sitting with me right now. So let's color this guy in with some Stampin' Blends and see what happens. I don't know if this is going to be great or not, but let's give it a whirl. Okay, so might be a little dark, but let's give it a try. So I've added some of that purple. Let's add in green. Try and blend those colors together a little bit. I might go back over and add some more in. Like I said, this was totally off script. Color our hummingbird. Might go back over with that. Okay. Oops. hummingbird. Let's add this in. I don't know if this might be a little dark, but let's give it a try. Oh yeah, that's a little dark. If I had other colors like literally sitting with me, I would have chosen something a little different. But let's give it a try. You know what? You get the idea of kind of what I'm going for, I hope. Let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. Okay. The alcohol, there we go. We're trying to rub it so it's not such a harsh line. Okay, maybe it's working. Okay. Okay. I'll leave it for now. And let's give them a little snip out. Like I said, this may work, this may not work. Let's give it a try. The card itself will be just as nice, so. Cut this guy out. I am liking the stamp sets from the kits a lot. Oh, there we go. Can we see this? There we go. Like I said, the coloring isn't the greatest, but you get the idea. Oops, oops, oops. Okay. So let's kind of pop them on here. So let's put them. Oh, interesting. That's interesting. That's kind of interesting. Look at that. Okay, so I'm going to add. I'm going to put down our sentiments with the dimensionals. I'm going to add some dimensionals to the back of this, and I'm going to add a lot because of the ribbon. I want to make sure it sticks on the ribbon. Okay, I'm going to place that on the ribbon, and then we'll add glue to the ribbon, and I'm going to go a little bit smaller. Okay. And I'm going to pull a little bit of this off to kind of, whoops, shred the end a little bit. There we go. Let's add some adhesive. Oh, it doesn't like that, so let's just go like this. Add that on here. Now we could just leave it just the way it is. Now this actually would make a really nice sympathy card just the way it is. Or I'm going to pop on that strange looking hummingbird. And you're going to let me know which one you like. So, because I got two here. So there's the one with the hummingbird on there. Picked up the colors from the flowers. Okay. And here is another one without the hummingbird. There we go. There's the one without the hummingbird. So we got two. Here we go. Very, very simple cards. Again, I wanted to show you that you can use some of your own designer series paper, or you could definitely use the Delicate Dreams DSP. Looks really nice. So let me know which one you like. Do you like the one with the hummingbird a little better, or just simply plain? Comment below. My name is Tina Kavergich, and you can always reach me at northernstamper@gmail.com. Otherwise, comment below and let me know what you'd like to see coming up in the new Stampin' Up! New Year. So very, very fun. Don't forget to join me for the month of April. Grab some of your old stock, some old papers, some old Memories and More card packs, and we will have some fun making cards using that. Don't forget, crafting is always a great way to kind of relax or have a good time, you know, taking a break from all the stresses of the day. Don't forget to join me for some online fun, or come and visit me and we will do some fun crafting. I'm looking at setting up in-house crafting where we're going to be making some guide cards. And of course, I have used the Radiant Reminders kit, and they are awesome alternative cards. Very excited. Thank you again for joining me. My name is Tina Kavergich. I am Northern Stamper, and I hope you have a great day. Take care, and we will see you next time.